Hello again, YouTube. Here I am with the Cleveland Browns Bash, 2013 edition, if you can call it that. Second episode of the season, just here for the playoffs. And the divisional round is this week. We had some extremely exciting football in the wild card round. 3 games decided by 1, 2, and 3 points. I'm going to try to keep my recap quick, but I didn't do terrible. Combined with the spread and just picking outright, I went 5-3. In the first game, the Colts managed an epic comeback against the Chiefs, 45-44, and I got that pick, and I got that with the spread because the Colts were even given a 1.5, so I took them with the 1.5, got both picks there. In the night game on Saturday, the Saints at the Eagles, the Saints took it 26-24. I took the Eagles in that game, and I took them minus 3.5, so I lost both of those. Then in Sunday's games, the Chargers, I'm glad I at least took them with one of my 2 picks. I took them with the spread because they were given 6.5 points, and I thought that was a pretty safe bet. And sure enough, they ended up spanking the Bengals. Just turnover-ridden performance for Cincinnati, and the Chargers won the game 27-10. And I went 1-1 in that game because I did pick the Bengals to win outright, but I got my win with the Chargers picking with the spread. So at that point, I was 3-3, and then in the last game on Sunday, pushed me over 500 at 5-3 with the 49ers winning in Green Bay 23-20, barely getting me that 2.5-point coverage that I needed them to supply with the 3-point win. So I picked them outright, picked them with the spread minus 2.5, and they got me both. So I went 5-3 last week in the wild card round. Moving into this week now, the divisional round, there's definitely some exciting matchups. Starting on Saturday, we have the Saints visiting the Seahawks. A couple of these spreads this week, this is one of them, are just really difficult. It's Seahawks minus 7.5, which a touchdown doesn't do it. So it's really hard for me to say that the Seahawks are going to spank the Saints that bad, especially after they proved they can win on the road in the playoffs last week. In a good team in the Eagles playing at home, and they were able to take that one. So it's really hard for me to take Seattle and minus 7.5, but I'm doing it. I'm taking the Seahawks outright, and I'm also saying they're going to cover. It's really difficult for me because obviously they spanked the Saints in the regular season, but the playoffs, it's a new season, and the Saints are going to have momentum and confidence, and I could definitely see that being a very close game, but I'm taking Seattle, taking them minus 7.5, so they need to cover for me as well. The night game on Saturday, Colts at Patriots. Now this is another one, tough spread. The Patriots are minus 7.5, so it's another game that a touchdown, if they win by touchdown, they're not going to cover. But I am more confident that the Patriots can win this game big than I am that the Seahawks can win their game big. And I took the Seahawks minus 7.5, so I'm also taking the Patriots minus 7.5. So I'm picking them outright, and I'm taking them to cover that more than a touchdown spread, 7.5 points. I do think the Colts are a lot better than they were last season when they got crushed by the Patriots in the regular season. But this year I do think they're better. I think Andrew Luck is exponentially better, just with the experience he's had in the last year. But I just don't think they're going to go into New England and make it a close game. Obviously they won against the Chiefs. They've already had a good season. I'm taking the Patriots minus 7.5. Moving on to Sunday, we have the 49ers at the Panthers, and for the second week in a row, the 49ers are favored on the road, but this time it's much easier on me. It's only minus 0.5. So all they have to do is win. Whoever you pick with the spread, you're picking outright as well. So because either they're going to win and cover, or they're going to lose and not cover. So I'm taking the 49ers on the road, and I'm obviously taking them minus 0.5, but that really, I'm going to be either 0-2 or 2-0 in this game. So I'm taking the 49ers and minus 0.5 outright and with the spread. And then finally, this last game, the Chargers at the Broncos. I am so tempted, especially with their performance in Cincinnati last week, I'm so tempted to it's Denver minus 9.5. biggest spread of the weekend, and I'm very very tempted to take San Diego with the spread. Now I'm taking Denver outright. I think the Broncos are going to win the game, just like I thought the Bengals were last week. I was wrong, but I don't think Denver's going to come out with all the fumbles and interceptions that the Bengals provided the Chargers last week. Um, I am taking the Broncos. I was so tempted. I don't want to be boring and pick every favorite outright and with the spread, but I'm going to do it because I just don't see the Chargers, making this a game late. I do think out of all the games this weekend, I think the Broncos are going to spank the Chargers. And the Chargers are my favorite team left in the playoffs. If I had a second favorite team, if I made that official, which I mean the Browns are my team and I'm a very loyal fan, so it's not like I go and cheer for other teams that easily. But if I had a second favorite team in the NFL, it'd be the Chargers. But I think the Broncos are going to spank them, and I hope I'm wrong. I was wrong about the Bengals of winning outright last week, and I was very happy about that. But for this week, I have to take the Broncos outright, and I think they're going to cover 9.5, which means I think it's going to be a 10 or more point game. So I went way over the amount of time I wanted to for this video, and but those are my picks, and I'm 5-3. Hopefully, I can have another above 500 week this week. We will see, and it appears as though I'm going to be back for the AFC and NFC championship games. So I will see you all in a week. Enjoy these awesome football games that we have in front of us.